get back to cooking some breakfast and so I can get on the road. All right, ready to get on the road, headed to Pedernales State Park. Just stopped at the dump station to empty some gray water from my shower last night. And a question that I now have: why is it that the dump station always slopes away from the dump point? Like everyone I go to, the slope runs away from where I got to dump. I guess I need to start dumping when I come in, because that's the way the slopes are always configured. I don't know, maybe it's just the luck of the draw. Anyway, trailer looks good, connections are solid, everything's locked down. We're ready to hit the road. We're gonna take the back way so we get some good driving footage and I don't have to mess with Austin traffic. So stay tuned. We're headed to Pedernales Falls. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Well, I just got checked in at Pedernales Falls State Park. Looks like we got a good site. I just wanted to give you a look at this view from the front gate. Now, when I get on the scooter and come back up here, we'll be looking at that again, but I'm here now, so I wanted to give you that perspective. Let's go get camp set up. Welcome to Pedernales State Park in the hill country on the Pedernales River. We are in site number 29. I gotta tell you, site number 29 was probably one of the most challenging setups that I've actually done. And the reason is because it slopes really, there's a whole lot of slope headed to the back. The tongue is almost sitting on the ground. It's a 30 amp site, water and 30 amp. Pads are not real wide, so it's going to be kind of challenging to get the other car in here. Anyway, here's what it is. Picnic table is way back here. If we were going to be here for more than one night, I probably went and found a different site. But this will do for a waypoint, a stopover. Kiddos can hike down there in the bushes and look for some rattlesnakes. I'm gonna fix myself some lunch and see what there is to see. Gonna head down here to the falls. Not sure how far of a hike it is, but I can't come to Pedernales Falls without going to see the falls. Apparently you can't do any tubing or wading down here. A lot of questions about the camera equipment. There it is.
Are we gonna swim?
Let's go see if we can get down there to it.
Are we gonna swim?
There's another overlook right there.
But if you have garbage, just don't. We're going to it. It's not the same way.
We're going to. We got that.
Lots of steps.
Too many.
Yeah. It's worth it though.
It's going back up. That's no fun.
Yeah, you're right. I had to carry my old dog up this last time. Hey boys, let's get y'all a picture here. This would be a great picture spot.
Can you send it to my dad? Can you send it to my dad? Wait, this is all part of
All right, boys, get lined up. I'm letting you do
No.
There's those handsome boys.
Someone got me.
And there is Pedernales Falls.
Stone, so we can see your face. Kate, so we can see your face.
Freebird.
Up here.
Over there.
Freebird. Good boy, Freebird. Freebird's listening.
Let's see about doing a
Hello.
Look up here.
panoramic. right, we're gonna go down that long flight of steps there because I want to go check out these rocks. And this side looks a little more easier to navigate for me. Trying to find the path of least resistance where I don't have to do a whole lot of hard climbing. You get down here and it doesn't look as impressive as it does from above.
Save things for the dates on it.
And there it is. Yeah, down here and the wind really picked up. All right, gonna go back up now. I don't think we need the camera for that. Well, that was a interesting adventure. I would not put it in the classification as fun for old Bob Barker because I had to do some walking, but it was very interesting nonetheless. In another era, I would have really enjoyed hanging out down there and exploring and seeing all the stuff that Mother Nature has done to be so pretty. Anyway, back here at camp, gonna kick back, put my feet up, have a little adult beverage, and recuperate. Well, here we are at Pedernales Falls State Park. It's coming up on about 5:30. Getting ready to cook up a ribeye steak. You know me, when I'm camping, I like that steak. Just want to give you a little additional information on site number 29, and I also want to respond to a viewer request. First, let's talk about site number 29. There's not much shade, as you can see. The western sun hits the door side of the trailer, and the awnings have gotten to be where they're about useless. But the one thing that I overlooked, forgot to mention earlier, was what I had to do to get side to side level. I wanted to show that to you. Check this out. Had to block up the wheels because it drops off at the end of the pad real sharp. and I didn't block it up enough because we're still sloping to the back. That's all right, we're only here for one night. So there's something else that I wanted to share with you, and that is the Barker tote. My gray water transportation system. Now, when I decided to buy one of these, I wanted to get one with pneumatic tires so that it held up real well. But as you can see, it's on a rack, and that's a custom built rack. If any of you guys would like to know, would like to see it in more detail, post a comment down there, let me know, and I'll go into more detail on it. Now, I had a viewer watch my trailer video about the little trailer I built for the scooter, and he brought it to my attention that I had failed to go into detail on the trailer hitch for the scooter itself. And that's mainly because there's not much to it. So what we have is, this is the post that came with the scooter, and it comes off. And as you can, I went down to Tractor Supply and I found a collar that would fit around that post. And then all I did was weld a 1-inch piece of square tubing to that collar and drill a hole through both the collar and the post that would take a pin. That way it's removable, although I do have to take the upper part of the post off to remove it, but I can remove it. And then the receiver in, I made it but just basically a clevis hitch. So this is just a U coupling. I'm not exactly sure what the technical name is, but it was a U-shaped threaded piece, and I drilled it out to accept a pin. So the trailer hitch fits inside there, and I've got a pin that'll go in there. Of course, I take the pin out now when I'm doing my scooter tours because it rattles, and I'm trying to minimize that noise. Excess noise is the bane of any video producer. Got a cold front blow in yesterday. It's not nearly as hot as it was. Well, actually it blew in this morning. Not as hot as it was yesterday. It's still hot, but not unbearably so like it was yesterday. BB and I are just sitting here hanging out by the fire, watching the sunset. It's a pretty sunset. BB said, I just want to go find some critters, some rodents. Right, BB? Say hello to everybody. BB. Baby. The rat master. He's loving it, man. The dog pack just arrived today, caught up with me. They got tied up because Jeppy had some business to take care of and was having a hard time getting out of town. But here we are, hanging out at Pedernales Falls State Park. I've come to the conclusion, whoever laid out this campground did it backwards. You'll notice the door to the RV faces the road. Had they put the angle of the back end site opposite, this would be a much better campsite. It would probably still be unlevel, but it would be more conducive to hanging out on the RV patio. Anyway, I'll quit complaining. I'm gonna go back to watching the sunset. We'll be rolling out of here tomorrow, heading to Guadalupe River State Park. Plan on getting there about probably 1 o'clock.